my friends. Today we're going to be doing a luxury shopping vlog, which I actually already filmed yesterday, but I didn't have an intro for you, so I wanted to hop in here really quick and let you know what we're doing. Because yesterday I wanted to go to look for a new gym bag, which I didn't find. I just simply don't have a large enough tote or duffel bag that I could stuff in the locker and not have to worry about it too much, which is for a reason just because I'm not a duffel kind of guy. I never wanted to invest in a duffel bag because I would never travel with one. But I feel like it's time for me to upgrade my gym bag game. So that's what I tried to find. I didn't, at least nothing that was in stock. There was one bag that I found that seems promising, which is launching at the end of the month. So I have to keep you posted on that. But I saw some other new launches that I figured some of you out there might want to see. So if you'd like to come along and have a look at Fendi, Bottega, where else did we go? We also went to Tiffany, Balenciaga, but only for a hot second because their AC wasn't working. So it was genuinely a hot second. Then you came to the right place. So if you'd like to come along, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up and keep on watching. And we're starting our adventure at Bottega, looking at the infamous Jodie bags, which I'm sure will need no introduction. But I would say that if you're going to get this style of bag, maybe get it in either a larger size or a pop of color. But just bear in mind that this is not a bag that you have an easy time going in and out of, because I've heard from several people that the zip can be a pain, which kind of makes sense considering that it is on a curve. So do bear in mind that it might not be the most user-friendly bag in your collection, but the reason we came into Bottega is to look at a large tote or a duffel bag that I could use to take to the gym. So they showed me this, which is the largest size of the Arco tote bag, which I love the idea of, but in this leather and in this finish, it was just kind of lackluster. I ended up looking at the smaller version of it, which comes in a ton of different fun finishes, like this one in shearling, which I loved, but unfortunately, as you'll see, it did not work with my proportions. It is a 30 centimeter bag, I believe, and 30 centimeters on me rarely, if ever, works. It just doesn't really suit me, but if it suits you, it is a gorgeous bag, and getting it in a fun finish like shearling, I think it is absolutely breathtaking. And it's one of those bags that is very much on trend, but it's not too trendy that you'll ever get tired of using it. And before leaving Bottega, I wanted to take a quick look at their infamous jelly shoes, which I feel like would be a perfect pair of shoes to wear at home, which is also something that I'm in the market for. So I looked at these slippers, which were really cool. Would I ever wear them out? I don't think so, but if you're looking for a new pair of shoes to wear at home, well, slippers, not shoes, these were pretty fun. And then I also wanted to show you this pair of slippers, which were made out of this terry cloth slash boucle fabric, which, if you know me, you know that I'm a sucker for anything tweed or boucle. So these were really fun. And then I also wanted to show you Bottega's ready to wear, which in my opinion is so unbelievably underrated. I never hear anyone talking about their ready to wear, even though they have some true hidden gems. If you love buying ready to wear for the quality, for the craftsmanship, for the understated details and designs, Bottega is a great brand for you to look into, because their pieces are not shouty, they're not in your face, but if you look at the individual details, you can see how much thought and effort goes into every single one of their pieces. Moving on to Fendi, you know that I had to look at the Fendi First bag again, which is definitely one of my most favorite designer bags of the moment. It's not a bag that I would personally buy for myself, but I do love it. And if you'd like to hear my in-depth thoughts on this bag, make sure to have a vlog linked up here for you, where we go into depth about the Fendi First bag, the different sizes and pros and cons of these bags. But long story short, I do love them, and they had them in this really fun new shade. And then there were two pieces at Fendi that I wanted to try on. I actually came in to look at their latest fall winter collection, which isn't launching until the 15th of July, which I didn't know. But I think by the time you're seeing this, it should be the 15th. So if there's anything that you're interested in from the new upcoming fall winter collection, make sure that you reach out to your local Fendi store. Anyway, there were two pieces that I ended up trying on. One that was left over from the Fendace collaboration, and also this cashmere sweater. I think it's either cashmere or wool, I can't remember exactly, but it was this really cool, almost kind of melted popsicle color, which I love the idea of, but unfortunately it did not work with my complexion. It washed me out and it made me look kind of pink, so this was a pass for me. And so was the Fendace shirt. As beautiful as it is, it's just not something that I would ever wear. It is just a little bit too loud for my liking. But speaking of pieces that I was also intrigued enough to try, I also tried this blazer, which I want to say is a more recent launch. I saw this in the lookbook and I had to ask for it, but unfortunately it is a tailoring piece intended for women, so it just did not work with my proportions. It looked incredibly unflattering, and even though it came with a belt, which was beautiful, I couldn't even fit into it. So I would still say that if you can fit into women's tailoring, go for it, because it is a stunning, timeless piece. But for me, for obvious reasons, it just simply did not work. Moving on to Balenciaga, where I couldn't spend too much time because their AC wasn't working, so I was in and out before you could say Balenciaga. But I quickly looked at the mini, I think it's called the Hourglass bag, which is so incredibly hyped online, which I don't really understand. Can you guys share your thoughts on this bag with me? I'm thinking about doing a video on some hyped pieces, this included, because to be really honest, my first impression was that it kind of felt plasticky and the shape was a little off. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think I have to have another look at it. But so far, I am not convinced that it is worth the hype. But let's take a few moments to talk about Tiffany, which I have to be honest with you, wasn't a brand for the longest time that was on my radar. But since they were acquired by LVMH, I have to admit that they've been doing some pretty interesting things. So I wanted to stop by to look at their Knot collection, which I had been eyeing, but I feel like it is a line that's just a little bit too delicate for me. I think I associate a more delicate look with most Tiffany pieces, and this was no exception. Even though I loved the idea of this line, it ended up reminding me of some sort of a silk ribbon or a kind of bow that was tied around your wrist. So unfortunately, it did not work for me. But the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Tiffany is of course their engagement rings. So I had a look in the little section where they had all their engagement rings stocked, and I came across this ring, which was jaw-dropping. It was a 1 carat, I think it was a little over a carat, of an emerald cut diamond that was set in the most interesting seamless fashion that I thought could be really cool as a pinky ring or as a larger statement piece without being too bold. So this was a piece that I loved. And then I have to share this collection with you, which is the Tiffany hardware collection. And it doesn't matter which Tiffany I go to, when I go to Tiffany, this is always the collection that they try to sell me on. This piece in particular with the pavé setting, which I don't know how to feel about it. I kind of like it, but at the same time, I know it's not a collection that I would ever wear. I think I saw this collection for the first time, was it on maybe Rosie Huntington Whiteley? And it looked incredible on her. But for some reason, maybe it's the chain, maybe it is the oversized look. But personally, it's just not a piece that I would ever see myself wearing. And then our last stop was Prada, which of course I had to stop by to see if they have any duffel or larger tote bags, which they didn't, but I had a chance to see this sparkling piece, which if you asked me about this bag a year ago, I probably would have said to skip it, but it has definitely grown on me. I think Prada did this bag in such a fabulous way that if you love a show-stopping piece, this is absolutely stunning, and I feel like it's one of those pieces that you can either dress up or dress down. And then I have to show you guys these just to laugh, because I wanted to try on their iconic loafers, which ended up making me look like I was on a Broadway playing a pirate. I don't know why and what about these shoes, but they reminded me of Captain Hook from Peter Pan. So I can tell you one thing, this is not a pair of shoes that you'll see me wear, but this really completes today's video. I hope you enjoyed this luxury shopping vlog. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And while you're down there, let me know in the comment section which piece was your favorite. I appreciate you watching and being here, and I hope to see you back here with a new video really soon. But for now, bye.